Hi everyone. Hi. I'm back. Coming back at you again. Wearing a hat today because my hair is a disaster. Um, one of the comments that I saw was that you might want to know about my beginning and my addiction and my recovery. But that's like a whole lot. I feel like we'll just start slow at the beginning and go from there. So when I was growing up, I had an abusive stepdad, and it really made life hard. And I was in and out of placements and residential homes from the time I was 11 till, gosh, I don't even know. So it continued on until, it became more adult things. So I was always going back to my grandma and grandpa's and my mom and stepdad for my whole growing up. And it was just really chaotic and really, tough to deal with. And finally, I got put with my grandma and grandpa, and we ended up moving up north to get away from, just the situation down there. And it seemed like things were all right at first. Then I got in trouble at school and started smoking weed, and then started smoking weed with my mom. And from there, it just really progressed. I basically was just trying to get as messed up as I could. I would drink on the bus on the way to school. I would go to school totally shit-faced wasted. I would, if anybody had anything, I would take it. I just was basically down to get messed up and not have to feel anything. I did a lot of self-harm early on, and that impacted, not just me, but it impacted, my friends who had to see me going through all that, and my family too. So I'd say until about 14, I was smoking weed with my mom and partying, going to woods parties and stuff. And then she started dating this guy that we call Dan Dan, the stalker man. And he basically convinced her that I was out of control and she needed to call the police on me. So they came and got me. No, actually, I went to court and they took me away and put me in a juvie. And I was there for 2 months in juvie, and then up in a residential home in Alpena for 8 months, and then back home here with my grandma and grandpa. And at the time, my mom and me weren't allowed to have contact with each other, and that was probably better because she was going through her own addiction at the time. And then, it became where I wanted to hang out with her, and so then she included me in the getting high, and we drove downstate several times and back up here, and we were always trying to hide it, buying crack. I was 17, and we were smoking crack, and it was just a miserable experience. I just thought, I'll never even imagine wanting to do this like full term, because just watching her really made me feel like there was no way that I was going to ever want to smoke crack, any kind of, full-term basis or anything. I thought, oh, that'll never be me. So, boy, was I wrong about that. So then, just a lot of, fighting and just bad decisions. And I ended up in a rehab when I was 17. I actually was just so miserable. I tried to take a bunch of pills, and they said that I had to go to rehab. So I went because they wanted me to. I got out and did the same things. I did like Chlorocidin, cold and cough. I would snort methadone. I would snort Xanax and Klonopins, and just basically anything I could get my hands on, I was doing. And I never really had tried any other hard drugs except for smoking crack. And I never have like heroin or anything. I always thought that is extreme, way too extreme for me. So then I'm not exactly sure. You know, I met this guy online and he wanted me to come, you know, be with him. And so I did. And I don't know, then it wasn't a good situation. So I ended up coming up here, back up, because I moved to a different state to be with this guy. And then I came back and moved in with my stepdad. And that was just really screwed up situation. I probably should have never been in that. Now that's a whole entirely different story anyways. If you guys want any more details about the the beginning, the stuff that I talked about, I just kind of glossed over everything. But if anybody wants more detail, that will be fine. I just need, specific questions, not such a vague, broad, you know, um, subject. So I'm going to stop this for now and I'll see all you guys soon. Don't forget, subscribe and hit the bell below. Thanks.